Hello everyone, welcome. So coming to class 11 biology NCERT CBSE morphology of flowering plants, we are going to discuss about the inflorescence. Inflorescence means arrangement of flowers on the floral axis. So how the flowers are arranged? Based on that, the arrangement of flowers can be racemose or it can also be cymose. So it can be racemose, it can be cymose. So racemose, as the name states, racemose. So at the axis you will not have any flower. So there will be flowers in this format, but at the axis you will not have any flower. So the older flower are towards the base, and you have newer flowers coming up in the upper area of the inflorescence. So this is known as racemose. Okay, so what happens is there is an infinite growth that is happening, and cismosis, where you will have a flower at the axis. Okay, so that there is not infinite growth happening. Okay, so this is racemose and cismose flowers. Okay, now coming to the flower. So the flower has got, there are four whorls in a flower. There are four whorls in a flower if we see that. So the four whorls are basically your sepal, petal, gynoecium and rhizome. So I have the sepals as the outermost whorl, petals as the next whorl, then I have the androecium, and then I have the gynoecium. So there are four whorls of the flower. Okay, so now if I talk about this flower, they start from so all these four whorls, they are getting attached in a point which is known as stalk or pedicel, and that is swollen, and that is called as thalamus or receptacle. Okay, the flowers can be bisexual if both androecium and gynoecium are present on the same flower, and if they are present in different flowers, then we say that as an unisexual flower. If we're talking about the symmetry of the flower, it may be actinomorphic or zygomorphic. Actinomorphic and zygomorphic. So what is actinomorphic? When the flower divides into two equal radial halves, then I say it as actinomorphic. So the flower is there, I can divide it into radial half. So in radially I can divide the flower. So then I will say it as actinomorphic. Next, what is zygomorphic? Zygomorphic are basically when it can be divided into two similar halves only in one particular vertical line. So if I have a flower, then if I am able to divide it only by using a single line, I will call it as zygomorphic. Okay, next, a flower is asymmetric, that is irregular, if it cannot be divided. Now the flower, based on the number of petals that is present, that is appendages which is present, I can say it as a trimerous, tetramerous or pentamerous floral appendages as 3, 4 and 5. Flowers with bracts, that is bracts, reduced leaf found at the base of the pedicle, that is known as bracteae, and those which do not have bracts are known as abracteae. Depending on how the ovary is placed, if the ovary is placed superficially, if the ovary, the gynoecium, that is, if I say about ovary, it is gynoecium, it occupies the highest position, then I say it is a superior ovary. Okay, so in hypogynous, what happens? The gynoecium occupies the highest position while the other parts are situated below. the ovary in such flowers is superior ovary, as in mustard and all those. And then we have perigynous, where the ovary is half inferior. And then it is the epigynous flower, where the ovary is inferior. So if you see here, you will have hypogynous. So this is where the ovary is situated above, it is not protected. So that is hypogynous. Then we have perigynous. See, this both characters are perigynous, and epigynous is that one which is completely protected. Okay. Next I have already discussed with you the parts of a flower: calyx, corolla, gynoecium and androecium. So now talking about calyx. So the calyx basically is green in color. The calyx may be gamocephalous, that is sepals which is united, and polycephalous, petals which are separated. Even the corolla can be gamopetalous if it is fused, and polypetalous if it is not fused. They are free. Okay, then we have aestivation. What is aestivation? Aestivation is the mode of arrangement of sepals or petals in the floral bud, how it is arranged. Okay, so the main types of aestivations can be valvate, twisted or imbricate. So it may be valvate. Valvate is nothing but they are separated from each other. So when the sepals or petals in the whorl just touch one another at a margin without overlapping, then we say it is a valvate. Okay, if one margin overlaps other, okay, then we say it is twisted. Okay, then we say it is twisted. Next is if the margin of the sepal or the petal overlap one another but not in a particular direction. So they just overlap but there is no particular direction. So then I will say it as an imbricate. See that there is no particular direction. Some is outside, some is inside. So that is how it is happening. One part is in, one part is out. That also might happen. So there is no particular direction. And the next is if two lateral petals which in turn overlap and other two is the anterior petals or the keel. So we have the keels over here. The down ones are keels. These are the wings. The upper ones are the wings. Okay, so we have 5 petals. The largest is the standard petal. So we have the standard petal, and then overlaps 2 lateral petals which is known as wings, and then we have the next which is keel. So this is known as vexillary. So this is the vexillary form of petal. Okay, that is aestivation. Next, coming to androecium. When we talk about androecium, here we have, there is each anther, they are usually bilobed, and each lobe has 2 chambers. So there is basically how the sterile stamen, which is called as a staminode. The stamens of the flower, they may be united, they may be fused. Okay, and when the stamens are attached to the petals, they are known as epipetalous. And epiphyllous when they are attached to the perianth of the flower, like lily. So the stamens in a flower may be either free, which is polyandrous, or they may be united. So the stamens, they may be united in one bunch or one bundle, that is monodiphylous. If it is united in 2, then it is known as diadiphylous. And if it is more than 2, it is polydiphylous. Okay, now coming to the gynoecium, if we talk about the ovary, we have ovary, style and stigma which is there, and here after that each ovary they have a cushion like flattened material which is known as the placenta. And when more than one carpel is present, they may be free and are called apocarpus. They are termed syncarpus if the carpels are fused with each other. Okay, so now talking about various placentation which is there. Now the arrangement of ovules which is there in the ovary, that is known as placentation. The placentation may be marginal. It may be there in one of the margins that you see here. It might be there in one of the margins. Or it might be an axile which is forming an axis, and you have the ovaries at the center like this. Then we have parietal ovary, where the ovary is present on the outer surface which is there. Then we have it as free central, so there is no axis which is there, it is simply present freely at the center. And the next we have the basal ovary, it is at the base, that is there. Okay, so that is it about flower and the inflorescence. Thank you.